Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We're starting again.
Well,
Because
not from the beginning.
not from the beginning, but we're
No.
starting again because bad things happened and this went wonky. Um, yeah, this computer just went. What are you trying to do? I don't agree with that.
You're trying to record a visual novel? Oh, that's far beyond my capabilities.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. So we were going to go and show our poem to Monica because we didn't want to go to Sayori. Because
Yes.
Corpse has an ear fetish, I think, of some description, as in
What?
he likes them.
Yeah, I like having them.
So we're going to go for Monica, although I still think we're going to have to show it to Yuri.
We're going to have to show it to everyone.
Hi, Godzilla.
Oh.
Having a good time so far?
Yeah, he's one.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better,
More cake.
I'm always listening to more cake. To be fair, more cake is
Yeah,
pretty much the deal breaker.
more cake is best cake.
Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Only for quite an iffy stomach, really. All right, okay, I'm mine.
Well, if you've got an iffy stomach, you know, you are an 80-foot lizard.
Yeah, that's where the toxic ray breath comes from. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm worried they might be judgmental of an 80-foot lizard. I'm just better off. I'm better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
I keep on looking at her. Sorry, I'm off topic. Strangely, keep looking at her jacket. She's got a quilted jumper on.
Yeah.
And look at how tight it is. There's no way that a quilted jumper would.
God no.
No.
It's not how fabric works.
No. Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
Nah. It's kind of embarrassing. Well, I guess I have to.
Yes.
For some reason.
Yes, you do. Because that's how poetry works. You have to share it or I feel like I shared too much. Don't worry, Godzilla. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Soon! Dun,
What,
dun, dun.
to lower our inhibitions so other things can happen or something.
Oh, God. No.
Yeah, it's true.
No, it's not.
I hand Monica my poem. Stop licking it!
But I like it, Godzilla.
It's not on rice paper. Really?
It's a lot cuter than I expected.
Well, what did you expect?
I don't know. An 80-foot lizard doesn't strike me as cute.
Oh, that's racist.
I am
Oh,
fairly
jeez.
racist, yes. No. I mean, I'm not racist. No, that was a ploy or a ploy.
A little play on words. What the?
No, I don't know what it kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write.
Which is a complete coincidence.
But she's a good writer too. So take that as a compliment.
All right, then. So.
Yep.
Can I leave now?
Don't know. By any chance, have you read anything by Silverstein?
Established that this character doesn't read, so it seems fairly unlikely.
Yeah.
Huh? Maybe a long time ago?
He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad.
Ah, so he has learned to communicate via words, is what you're telling me.
The writer communicate with words? Never. And sometimes there are only a few lines long.
But how long are the lines? It's read down.
That is the question, I feel.
How big's the font?
I might even feel they're written for kids. But if you think about them, they can express the views of the world that would apply to anybody.
Oh, so they're accessible rather than childish.
Accessible rather than childish, and also fairly generic.
I think all-encompassing is the polite term.
No. Generic. I don't know if Shel Silverstein is a person. I'm
No, they're a
assuming.
table.
I'm assuming that they are a figment of the computer writer's imagination, cooked up for just this scenario. Oh, I can hear the typing. Corpse is actually going to look. This is why Corpse is useful.
Real guy, massive beard.
Real guy, massive beard. Okay.
Singer-songwriter, poet, cartoonist, screenwriter, and author of children's books.
Huh.
Do
Okay.
you?
I'm keeping this in. Fuck it. Yeah. Anything else? Anything he's famous for?
Theatre and TV.
Anything I would know?
Well, no, because it's from 30s to the 50s, really.
Doesn't mean I would. You take me for a Philistine.
Mass market paperback readers were introduced across America and introduced to Silverstein in 1956. So he does have a book there called Grab Your Socks.
Okay, I'm sold. We like Chelsea Silverstein. Okay, let's go back to the game.
Oh, it's cartoons for Playboy.
Why would anyone read cartoons in Playboy?
Well, back when Playboy started, it was they had other articles as well. So they kind of phased in the tits. So
how, with a name like Playboy, do you phase in the tits?
It's the 50s. They probably started off with just a blank piece of paper with a little kind of, just a bit kind of skin tone crescent just edging on the side, and they literally edge it in slowly over a year.
Bobby!
Bobby!
Bobby.
I see. So you're saying that, Natsuki, something like that. Move. Bloody Skype. It's just at the hide screen thing over part of the words.
Maybe she's not an expert.
Well, we're in school, so.
But you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through.
I assume you mean hang about. Don't those cancel each other out?
Easy to write, but super challenging. Yes. So basically, one of those things is true. They can't both be true.
Yeah, you can have one or the other.
You can have super challenging to write, but easy to get the meaning through. That's a thing that can happen, because that's what happens with good writing, basically.
Yeah.
So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore.
So I'll end up trying different things a lot.
Because I'm a teenager.
Could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. And the poetry.
It's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. It's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find out what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything.
Meta joke. Ha 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 ha.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You
sound pretty confident, but somebody claims not to be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident.
Why? Because you're humble bragging.
That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know.
Ah, you're lying.
Lying with tone.
Well, let's read it then. Hand it over. Go on quicker then. Shall I read it? Because
you go on then.
Godzilla reading it.
Yeah.
Alright. All in wool. It couldn't have been me. See the direction that the spackle protrudes. And what's in it? Oi.
Sorry.
And what's in it, but an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't at home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I'm all blind, like a film left out in sun. A film or just film? That'd make more sense, wouldn't it?
A film, it says.
Yeah, it could be on DVD, rather than on film. Anyway, but it's too late. My retinas already scorched for permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, eh? Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. Um, eh, yeah. I realise now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Ah, the Shoggoth.
Okay, can I change my mind to who the most creepy person is? Because this is just sort of like, I was looking out of the game.
Yeah, oh God.
Anyway, so what do you think?
It's very freeform. That's what you call it. It doesn't rhyme. So I'm not right. It's not rhyme and there's no rhythm. It doesn't rhyme. There's no rhythm. So I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gone pretty popular nowadays, and I always do the popular thing. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
Does only work if the person is in on the secret, as it were. Because if you hand it that to someone who hasn't been briefed, shall we say, because people read things out differently.
Yes, so, I guess so.
Yeah. Should change. I suppose that's actually quite an interesting thing to look into, actually. But anyway, what's the inspiration behind this one? Was it Cthulhu?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it, but we're in a game, you see, and I can only see out at you.
Hello.
The viewer. Gamer. One of the two. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently.
Was it that bananas are a great source of potassium?
It's been influencing my poems quite a bit. I have another one called The Banana and the Shoggoth.
That sounds like a specialist film. Just to me.
Yeah, something like that at least. Kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other.
Alright, so the meta one. Okay, we'll avoid you because that'll get irritating after a while.
Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later, like all the other writers do.
Yeah.
Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big, dark puddle of ink. That's what ballpoint pens are for.
Yeah. Yes, let's say if you've got a ballpoint, then you're fine.
Yeah,
really.
if you were born any time after the 80s,
yeah,
ballpoint pens.
If you use anything that newer than a fountain pen, then that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Pencil.
Yeah, that's another way of solving the problem. Crayon. Mm-hmm. If you're writing your poems in crayon, people might not take it.
Okay. I've got to read this line out in that voice now.
Yeah.
So just move your hand and go with the flow. She said that before. It's my advice for today. Thanks for listening, watchers. Like, favourite and subscribe. Sorry. That really bugs me. I'm sorry. I think I've done that twice, and it was both sarcastically. So okay. Generic Russian. No foreign. I wonder what noise they... Yeah, that's the noise they make every time we get that dot.
Yuri stares at the poem because she's reading it. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading, assuming she can read.
Oh.
You there?
Sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
Talking. I was trying to broadcast my thoughts telepathically. It's fine. Don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Why are you Welsh?
I don't know.
think writing and poem are quite the right terms for what we did, but why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guessed it might be after reading it, though. Reading through
Thanks.
it. Because it was shit, you know? I think you don't understand what iambic pentameter is. And,
This is Peach Star. Ah, so it's that bad.
No. Did I just raise my voice? No. Oh, I'm so sorry. My face melted and everything because I raised my voice.
Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we still haven't gotten anywhere. Yeah, well, it's really impatient guy on a first date. Jesus.
Yeah.
It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people.
I'm not sure I like Godzilla as a person.
Yeah. It's fine. I really didn't notice because you didn't. What are you saying? Wasn't listening.
Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers.
Like being terrible.
Yeah, like being terrible and not knowing what iambic pentameter is. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter and they form fit the two together.
Rather than letting the topic matter, rather than letting the topic inform the writing style, which usually makes more sense, really.
Yes. The end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes, because she speaks. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that is not something you can be blamed for.
She's less an expert than like someone who read a Wikipedia article this morning.
Yeah, that's true. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope everyone in the club gives you valuable feedback, except for the fact that I know that hasn't happened. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that.
Well, actually, we're trying to get constructive feedback, so it's good to know people's biases.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologising to herself, to me, or to Natsuki, who's over in the corner not listening. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Oh, please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Which in itself is kind of funny, so I point at her and laugh. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light, the tendrils of my hair, that's the appropriate term with her, illuminate beneath amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood test of time. The last, yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. A bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in past. The light flickers, I flicker back.
Okay. Right. You flicker. That's... What was the noise? Okay. I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read. Because when I read your poem, that's the problem I had with the reading. Because your handwriting's terrible. Did you know that? It's really like shitty. You should type things.
Look, have you seen this is an A5 piece of paper and I'm an 80-foot lizard. This isn't easy. Well, I don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Illegible, but pretty.
Huh? That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. I don't know why. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? Usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
because otherwise we'd have to read it. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Eats paper. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? I mean, creepily.
Ooh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Godzilla.
Really? I must have totally missed the point. I don't understand metaphor.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all, even though it took you ages to fucking read it. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. A lot more solemn than the idea of a dead person, I have to say. I hadn't even thought of that, because I didn't think. That's impressive, apparently.
It's impressive because the game says it's impressive.
Yeah.
And therefore the game is right.
Yeah.
He's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember, it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Right, so they're telling us to look out for metaphors.
Basically.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
That's basically what they've been telling us this whole time.
Yeah, really heavy-handedly.
Yes.
Well, it's not so much heavy-handedly as in we've had to do it repeatedly. If you see what I mean.
Yes.
I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you. Why?
There's your mistake. Who shall I show my poem to next?
Let me clear my throat.
You go to the only other person here. I mean, I don't know. It's so many choices. Ugh.
This is a good poem, Godzilla.
Giving it to you yet?
Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. You just like everything. I'm the kind of guy who would be writing poems. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me.
I copied it from Google.
Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. Just reminds me that you're really a part of the club now.
Wow, you're aching for companionship, aren't you? Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really getting into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Godzilla. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try and write things you think...
You say this? But why do people say I'm selfish?
No, not at all. But you are pretty selfish. You did destroy that tower block last week because you wanted the last donut.
It was blocking my view of the donut. I couldn't see which one to choose properly. And then there was only one anyway. So, live and learn. Or burn or something.
Well, nobody else lived. Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do.
Well, that's just what people do in a society, to be honest. That's how the societies function. Thanks, you cretin. I'm not sure if Sarah sees the full picture of my motive here. I like the boobs.
I like the boobies.
Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. She also has boobies. Knowing how much this means to her and her boobies.
Yeah? And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that then, I guess.
Yay! Now you read my poem too, right?
This is just squeak at me.
Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, God. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me. kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. That doesn't work. But, are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. What? If it wasn't for you, I would sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I was thinking me mad in the American way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could sleep forever.
Yeah.
That's the one that's bringing. That's one
Yeah.
that's making me go. Ugh.
Well, also, sleep forever, and she's desperate for company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, you've been beaten, or you just sat in a corner somewhere. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean.
It's my only character trait.
It is really, isn't it? I still tried my best. I mean, being mean is basically all he has ever been.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't mean to say that it was a bad poem. Just imply it. It came out nice. Or, how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school. It takes a while to cook eggs, to be fair.
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm going to write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. Only finding out what you had for breakfast again. Phew. Guess that's everyone. I mean, we could have just, read to. I mean, there's 4 people here. We didn't really need to separate into groups. I glanced around the room with my eyes. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everybody is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities.
With the way that they're judging me.
Yeah. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs in the way that they've had more practice. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. All in the name of looking at boobies. Across the room, Zoe and Monica are happily chatting.
About boobies.
My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki's boobies. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems.
Oh, this isn't going to go well.
As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy, bitch. Thanks. Yours is, cute. Cute. Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant, the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. That I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I'd have asked someone who actually liked it. No, that's not
how it works. That's not how you improve.
Which people did, by the way, because they had no choice because the dialogue made them. Well,
that and they weren't just massively rude. That'd be a point of half it as well.
Sayori liked it, and Godzilla did too.
Rah.
So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring.
Which of course, I'm not going to do any effort into researching.
No, which I haven't yet. And Godzilla liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. That's not what he said he was impressed by.
Yeah.
He was impressed by your knowledge of the subject.
Yeah.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realise you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Uh-oh. That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well. Apparently they were sitting.
Maybe you're just jealous that Godzilla appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. And how did you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? You that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Dun dun dun.
Oh? Is everyone okay?
Fight.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew tits. Oh! I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Godzilla started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... These doesn't involve you!
That's quite nicely done there, by the way.
Thank you.
They're going from one to the other. That was quite nice.
Thank you. I don't like fighting, guys!
What do you frickin' do? It wasn't you fighting. Suddenly both girls turned towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing here.
Godzilla, she's trying to make me look bad.
Yeah, and you're trying to make her look bad. That's how fights work.
Yeah, it's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason?
But what if that is the reason?
Meaning
Art! Boom!
Meaning should jump out of the arena, not force them to have to figure it out.
Yeah, not necessarily. Again, art.
Again,
Boom.
art, yes.
Yeah.
Help me explain that to her, Godzilla.
No.
Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. That is...
Too much time on their hands.
It's only a way to convey complex feelings and meaning that most effectively. Avoiding them isn't not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste.
That sounds like someone who just ate a thesaurus and decided to use every word.
Yeah. You understand that, right, Godzilla? Well...
Both wrong, because you're basically extremists over something that has a lot of nuance. I get dragons in the first place, apart from turning up. It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Oh, come on. Can't we go for the... Oh, I think they're both valid.
I think that's helped me, Sayori.
Yeah. But then we'll have to probably get Sayori liking us, and that sounds terrifying.
Yuri?
On the other hand, I'm not on the side of anyone, because they're all wrong. So
let's go for help me, Sayori.
Yeah, it's the wild card. It might go somewhere interesting.
Help me, Sayori!
That's okay. That's okay glares at me, drawing up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. Yuri! But Yuri's expression is so defenseless I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sorry! Yeah! Everyone's fighting is making Sorry uncomfortable. I'm going to blame her.
Perfect.
Window. How can the two of you keep fighting when you're making your friend feel like this?
Godzilla!
Yeah, I'm making you the problem.
This is her problem. This is about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict.
Great, they'll bully her instead, so she leaves. I'm fine with this. Obviously, in real life, I wouldn't be, but in this case,
yeah, yeah. Unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place. Oh, now they're fighting about her.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why. Exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences.
Did you just learn that by rote from My Little Pony?
Friendship is magic! Oh, God. Yes. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint plentiful, beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because they'll...
Hormones.
Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were.
Have you been measuring?
Big and beautiful! Right.
Okay. Duh. Sorry stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression, which I think is the standard state of being.
Yes. And make some tea.
Yuri rushes off incredibly quickly. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president. I whispered to Monica. She nods in return.
To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organise things. But I'm not very good with people. Couldn't even bring myself to interject.
Right, so that's her big tragic thing is going to be linked to that somehow. Pressure of being an awesome person at everything is that she has to stay awesome and not just any weakness. Isn't there?
As president, that's kind of embarrassing for me.
We delegate to someone who can handle that for you. That's a poor job, really. Yes. Nah. Not like I can blame you. You didn't do it. I wasn't able to say anything either.
Well, I guess that means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she?
Yeah, we just throw her at people and then everyone just gets, I don't know, too depressed to argue. You can say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing.
I see. Take good care of her, okay?
No.
I'd hate to see herself get... Hang on. I'd hate to see her get herself hurt. Why? What?
I think it's...
That's
no.
a weird statement.
That makes two of us. Count on me. Kind of. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person, as opposed to one of those, I don't know, reptoids. Really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Maybe I should try talking to her.
Okay, everyone.
Naff off.
Just about time for us to fuck right off. How did you feel about sharing some poems?
Eh.
It was a lot of fun! Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, or mostly. Godzilla, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. Not going to say the same as which one, but you know. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Decent
Awesome.
icebreaker, you know.
In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow.
Off of...
And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, what a wonder. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. Subtle hint. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress with the game mechanics. I nod to myself in my newfound determination to use the game mechanics efficiently.
Godzilla! Ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. I mean, it only takes me 5 minutes because I'm so huge, but you know. Sari beams at me. It surely has been a while since Sari and I have spent as much time together. I was hoping that would continue. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Just you hit me. Sorry.
Okay, I think we should probably call it an episode there.
Yeah.
So, Bye-bye. Next episode's literally on Corpse's channel, literally at this moment. It, in fact, goes up like a split second before this one does. So,
It's weirdness.
because things happen. Bye!